Do you hear that? It sounds so familiar. Wait a second. What is that melody? Don't worry, it's just me, Jaws. And that's right, we're talking tanks. Tempestuous and titanic, tanks are the thick heroes in Overwatch. To your enemy, they are the Terminator, a damage-sucking wall of terror, here to end all hope of winning. To your teammates, however, they're the gentle giant, here to help guide your friends to the payload. Tanks protect, but they also attack. They block off incoming damage, control enemy movement, and shut down hero abilities. Nobody puts a tank in the corner. Well, unless they want to be there, of course. The tank cast is absolutely bonkers. You've got a Russian deadlifter with a laser cannon, a scientist gorilla with an anger issue, and a hamster in a robotic death ball. What else could you really ask for? If you are ready to fight for honor and glory, well, you're in luck, because we're here to help you know your role. To start, there's two categories of tanks. You have the main tanks and the off tanks. Main tanks are your calm, stalwart guardians, most of the time. Main tanks are best at helping your team control the map with kits that reinforce a position. They use their shields to help move and occupy areas of space and have abilities to help sustain once they get there, such as Winston's jump pack or an Orisa's fortify. Off tanks. Although they're not as good at maintaining the space, they are fantastic at shutting down individual abilities, covering off angles, and defending your team against those pesky heroes trying to poach your teammates. With abilities like Zarya's bubble, D.Va's defense matrix, and Roadhog's brutal chain hook, nobody can mess with the team when their off tank is popping off. Normally in a team comp, you have one main tank and an off tank. Depending on the map or your teammates, different tank combos can work just as well. Comps with two main tanks or no shields are all possible, as long as your team is on the same page. Okay, not like that. Now, we need to talk about space! Wait, not that kind of space. Okay, not that kind of space either, although I love that space. This kind of space. Your job as a tank is to help your team take that space. But what does that exactly mean? On any map in Overwatch, there's an objective with a lot of space around it. Most maps have multiple ways to actually get to the objective, which means certain spots are better for attacking or defending. Depending on your team comp and strategy, it's your tank's job to help your team move and control those areas, setting the rest of the team up for success. Tanks have high survivability due to their large HP pools and their ability to sustain. This makes them the best characters to take all that space. Tanks can cover a lot of an area and prevent threats from surrounding your team. It's hard to push off a team that's fortified. The mark of a great tank is one who is able to maintain their resources well and make plays when they take space and control a fight. A lot of beginners do make the mistake of wasting their resources before they even need them. Tanks are easy to exploit when they're all out of resources and abilities, so make sure you save them for when you actually commit to a fight. For main tanks, you gotta manage your shield usage. Wasting your shield and letting it die before your team needs it most is the worst thing you can do. The two things that can help you save your shield is to plan out your path of travel and using it only when you're committing to a move. For off tanks, it's all about reading the enemy team. Your abilities are meant to counter theirs, so you need to win the mind game with your opponent. Look at the enemies on the flank or the high ground and pay attention if they're going to be aggressive. Once you feel they're about to make a play, make sure you turn on them instantly and gobble up some of those abilities. Playing tank is about getting into a rhythm. The action happens in bursts. Your team sets up, use your abilities to make a play, and then you calculate what the best move is next. Once you use your abilities, take a breather. A quick one though. And then get back into the fight once you're fully juiced up. Once you're in a rhythm, stay on your toes. And look to set up plays for your team. Tanks are the best when they combo with their team. So give them a layup by using Orisa's Halt to set up those kills. Or bubble your teammates and make sure they go aggressive. Hook up with your team and show the enemy that you're number one. Getting the most out of your tank abilities takes a lot of prediction and a sprinkling of reaction times. You may not be sniping people from across the map, but do not believe it when people tell you that playing tank means no brain, no aim. Now for the showstopper. Tank ults can be some of the most dominating and brutal ultimates in the game. You can crack the earth, defy gravity, or launch a bomb for a great selfie opportunity. Nailing your ult can set up your team for some crazy team wipes, but it requires a lot of communication and anticipation. Your ults can easily be stopped or avoided, so you need to work with your team in order to get the most out of them. Give your team a heads up that you're looking to use your ult, and see if there's any combos you can use to set up a play. You can combo an EMP with a D.Va bomb, or you can use an Orisa's Halt to yoink the enemy team into a gravitic flux. When your team works on point, nothing is more satisfying in this game than hitting a big slam. Let's be real, tanks are the unsung heroes of Overwatch. They aren't the flashiest members of the team, but when you're playing well and leading the charge, everybody can see that you're making all the difference. If you love brawling in the front lines, protecting your team, and being the most jacked person on the server, the tank role is for you. Pick up the hammer, focus your mind, and get rolling. Thanks for staying till the end.